Now we're going to continue with a panel discussion of the mayors, because you don't really want to hear from us, you want to hear from them. And we're delighted that the mayors have joined us this afternoon. There are some wireless microphones on the table, and I'm told that if we could use those microphones, that would be absolutely terrific. And I'd like to start with Mayor Plusquellic. If you could tell us a little bit about, in Akron, how broadband has helped you in the area of workforce development.
Thank you. Is this on?
Do we have a mic here?
I got it. Thank you very much, John. And I'm going to be brief in my comments because there are clearly more people in this room who are not technically challenged as I am, who know more about this than I do in a specific way that you might want to hear from rather than someone talking in general terms. But I think John has indicated the importance of this whole aspect of access. And I look at it, when I was first presented with this opportunity, as the same situation that we faced as a country when telephones became the thing that people who could afford it used, or electricity, or many other utilities that we all take for granted now. And without the Knight Foundation support, and I want to thank them publicly here for one more project that they've provided to be able to move us ahead in this competitive world of ours. And Alberto, I always thought I was your favorite mayor, but I understand you live in Manny, so you have to be kind to him publicly here. But it is beyond belief what the Knight Foundation has done, and to locate the Knight Center for Digital Excellence in Akron and begin there this whole process of getting a system that works, a system that can be duplicated, and the lessons learned spread across the country, we're very proud of, because I think it really moves Akron ahead in many ways that we've been trying to get out of this old perception of just some old industrial town to really a high-tech place. And the access to broadband, I think, is an important part of that. We have worked, and I think I'm going to emphasize a couple of things that John said, and that is that James, sorry about that.
No, that's all right.
I need to emphasize that one of the best things that they did was reach out to other key stakeholders in the community. And early on, they not only incorporated some of the business leaders, that was important, but many of our social service agencies who serve poor and disadvantaged people, to get them engaged to figure out. And the Urban League is key. They just built a new office in Central Akron, and they could think of many other uses beyond what we even thought of. And I think it's probably clear that if you look at me, you know probably, as I won't point out some of the people who look like me, but I had always hoped to retire before I ever had to use or learned how to use a computer. And now I carry two of them around with me on a regular basis, and I've sort of got accustomed to it, although I still can't do the things that my 9-year-old granddaughter can do, I must admit. But 20-year-olds have ideas about how to use these things and broadband wireless beyond anything I think that many of us can even imagine. And that will be the wave of the future, and we know that. But this project is really to make sure that every child and every person, no matter what their means, have the access to this important tool for the future. And I'm really not going to go into a whole lot of detail, except that we as a city committed early on when we were first approached with about $400,000 initially, and then another $400,000 for maintenance for the first few years. And we're looking forward to this commitment of another couple of $1 million that it will take to build out our system, and what really is somewhat of a trial basis, but it includes the important downtown commercial area, some of our poorer neighborhoods, as well as the University of Akron, some commercial areas. And I only want to mention one other thing that I think is important, that I don't know that we, and I'll close on this, that James talked about, we really have no idea what the possibilities are, what the future holds. But for small businesses, beyond just what we think about of having poor people have access, small businesses having access to do the kinds of things that major companies are already doing is an important part of this for economic development. But I know that having all of our people, to ensure all of our people have that opportunity is important, and I think mayors understand that probably as well as anyone. I'm just very fortunate to have had the Knight brothers start their chain in Akron, and so we're still on the list when they start to consider where to locate these facilities. And I couldn't be happier with Alberto Abaquin's commitment to this country, really, in starting new programs. We had a program with immigration that they started many years ago to incorporate more of a thought process into how we bring immigrants in and make them part of our community. There's so many innovative things that they're doing that I'm very blessed as mayor of Akron to have one more addition to the Knights' continuing commitment to this country, and I appreciate it very much. Thank you.
Mayor Nutter. Thank you, Mayor. Mayor Nutter, Philadelphia was one of the early leaders in addressing broadband at a community-wide level, and you have